Who can you trust when the ones who are block your life like these?
When I was young, when I was a teenager, MC was like somebody who would introduce other artists on stage and keep the audience going, always have something to fill in while the other artists were coming in between the acts. An MC was witty, an MC was somebody that was concise and clever and knew how to make people feel good when they presented themselves, and would set the audience up even to give props to people because they were like holding the wand. They were like the conductor of the orchestra in a sense. That's what an MC was to me. So I enjoyed that. It was like a power play, but not really up front, but really behind the scenes. And I'm really a behind the scenes guy, but I can be up front because I have no problem with presenting myself. But I like to pump other people. I like to push somebody else out there and let them get their play. So, but now, of course, later on, MCs changed, in terms of the guys that were dealing with music and the turntables and hip hop and stuff. So that became a different thing. But I think the same impetus of what it was in the beginning, it still exists. It's about turning on the crowd. It's about controlling all the elements of what is music or whatever you're deeming as music or musical entertainment. And it's about being the main cat of the whole system of what's creating fun and happiness for us right now within this thing of entertainment music. Of course, hip hop being rap and the beat and all that, I admire what we have done because, first of all, hip hop was deemed a short life. It was gonna die quick. It never happened. Hip hop was just candy. It was like, maybe some kind of soft jawbreakers or something, and once the sweetness was all gone, we're looking for some more Sugar Hill Gang type stuff. But then there's some people that said some serious stuff. KRS that said some things that we can use right now in the lesson plans, and Rakim said some things, and Follow the Leader, and there's a whole bunch of other folks that use that vehicle in the likeness of what the Last Poets did, in the sense that we took poetry and we made them, we gave you lessons, we taught you things, we said some things that were to us in a way that you weren't going to find even by Langston. Langston was a simple, great poet, and there's wonderful things with the word, but there's no question. But he didn't undress it and smack you in the face with it like the Last Poets did, because we just made it raw. We took it straight to the street, and the MCs now, they are in the street. That's where this whole thing has come from, and many of them are ingenious in their ability to keep the crowd going and to keep something happening. I don't get as much consciousness, and I know that's because we're dealing with in the absence of a movement. And in the absence of a movement, you're gonna get the circus. So we got folks who, like M2 and I say, our kids are milling about in the Confusement Park and getting rides on the scary go-round, and riding on the unFerris wheel. So we're dealing with the whole idea of the times being changed and no longer revolutionary, no longer of consciousness, but I'm seeing that come back. And now, I don't know, I haven't run into too many MCs of late that are really pumping it up like it should be, but I'm seeing the consciousness come back. But the MCs now have got to get back to, because see, you can be slick, you don't have to give a lesson, a lecture, but you got the crowd, you got the ability to say some things and pump some music. I mean, we need to use that as a vital tool, and it needs to be used to get people to think. It should be. I mean, it has to be like we did it back then, because we were Black Power advocates and we were just on another mission. Totally. But we still need to be on a mission, because see, hip hop is us, and it is really, it's a direct strand from the Black Power movement. Because the kids are saying, in essence, I'm not gonna let you rule me. I'm not gonna let you determine. You took the musical instruments out of the school, you stopped this from happening, so I'm gonna become the musical instruments. I'm gonna become whatever you're trying to take away from me. I'm gonna just be it. And I'm gonna change the language and make you love this Ebonic language or broken English, whatever you want to call it, so much until you're gonna imitate it. As a matter of fact, everything that you've given me that's bad, the clothing style, you take away my shoestrings when I'm in jail, you take away my belts and so forth. So I'm gonna wear my clothes just hanging off me like that. I'm gonna just do that. I'm gonna make you go for all this crazy, obnoxious style. I'm gonna make it a style. and drive you crazy with it. And half the kids they didn't consciously do that. It was just something in us that rebelled naturally to the powers that be. Every child, each one of us, I rebelled. I was a rebel in the house. My folks didn't want me to listen to certain music I listened to. I mean, and it just continues. And now we have a society that's has put some major crushing oppression on our kids, and nobody's even articulated it to them. And yet there's Mickey Mouse and McDonald's, and there's all kinds of fun and ha ha he he, and there's laughter and jokes and toys and games, and more laughter and jokes and toys and more games. And folks are just duped and totally distracted from the reality of a serious oppression. But it comes out because it starts rotting, it starts eating you up inside. So how does it come out? It comes out when you get with your boys and you're walking down the street and there's some old people coming and you don't get out the way. So now you got no manners. Now you're just plain rude. You just become stupid. You're not using any kind of sensibility because you're just wrecked up inside. And so everybody is your goddamn enemy, unless you wearing red, unless you wearing, the colors, then you my boy, you my dog, and listen to that even. Dogs, come on, we can be nasty and funky. We've taken every little thing that they've created that's nasty and disgusting and just totally germ-filled, and we've romanticized it in a lovely way. And we can do that from dogs to, you name it, to nigger.
Who can you trust when the ones who